flower children. Peace, love. Make stay in the pasture, not war in the forest. It's the day after Father's Day, and this is how we do Father's Day weekend here in the Redneck Garage. We celebrate Dad by saying, "Dad, can we fix my car?" So we got Chris's car here, which is awaiting a part. It's a part awaiting a part. And what we're doing there is changing out the other bearing, and those avid watchers of the Farm Report will say, "Didn't you just do a bearing?" Yes, we just did a bearing. But guess what? The other bearing's bad. And not only was the other bearing bad, this is actually the new bearing. The other bearing's bad, but the spindle that goes into it, that ultimately the wheel bolts onto without the rag. So that's where the wheel goes. And this point, the other side of it, that presses into where my hand is, that presses inside of this bearing here. Goes in this way. But it's loose. And it came out. When it came out, it was loose. It just fell right out of the bearing. It's like, that ain't supposed to happen. So anyway, we got a new spindle coming today, and Chris is coming back tomorrow night, so we'll be fixing this up. This is Kenny's car, and he's got some brakes ready to go to put in the front end. So we're doing a brake job today. And he's got an EGR valve that's going in too, hopefully to kill a check engine light that's been on for a while. That's what the system's reading is what it needs. So, happy Father's Day. Woohoo! We're happy in the shop. How's the Redneck Garage coming along here?
It's coming along redneck well.
See, we got the caliper off, and now we're working for the caliper mount.
Pretty sure this hasn't been changed in 150k miles.
Doing it, you're into virgin territory here, huh?
Yeah.
That's probably true. So, it's ready.
Rotors.
It's ready, yeah. The rotors are what really need it right now. You're getting a pulsating in your braking, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, after a long day in the Redneck Garage, you can see we got one bay empty and the customer on his way home to get to work tomorrow. He had the day off today. Juneteenth, I guess, is now Intel celebrates. Anyway, it's a day off, so woohoo. And yep, he's on his way. We had brakes, rotors, front brakes and rotors, and we ended up doing a right passenger side wheel bearing, which will be the second passenger side wheel bearing because we're doing this one. That customer comes in sometime tomorrow afternoon or early evening, and we will button up that one and get it out. Oh, and we got an oil change on this one too. So, and we got an oil change on that one a couple of weeks ago. So the garage is busy. It's too bad it doesn't pay by the hour, but oh well. It pays by the heart and Dad knowing hopefully they're safe. Well, I mentioned we'd be loving on the floor a little bit. I got the next joist lined up with screws. Got a seam here, so we got doubles. And I'm working this way, so almost done. Into the kitchen. Completed already the hallway, the family room, and Terry is throwing down the sealer. What's it do? Mold and odors and whatever else we don't like. Keeps out the ants and the mice and no, it doesn't do that. But yeah. Any other critters we don't like? No. So, dries clear. This stuff does. So today on the Farm Report, we got Terry on her knees, begging for mercy. So, let me out of this. We took a little, yeah. Took a little detour here on our flooring prep. Might be hard to see with the window, but I cut out, we found a little bit of soft spot here right in front of the door of the particle board. And so I dug that out. Here's what that looked like. So you can see where it's kind of chipped away, or it was soft there. We thought, well, we could put the new flooring in. I mean, it looks much worse now than it did. This is the underside. So looked a little better on the other side. But anyway, we thought, well, with the water damage that occurred prior to this door, the old door was leaking a little, which is partly why we had it replaced. And so we thought better to replace that. So we're just doing a little priming on that old one, hopefully seal up any kind of mold that might have been in there, and priming the new one. It's going in. First piece, June 23rd. And this is officially the latest vegetable gardening start I have ever got. So with our late spring rains that kind of pooped out last week, and cooler weather, and just various other chores like spontaneous fence fixing, we haven't gotten to it. So it's finally time, and I got my tomato starts in here, and then I got all the seeds in this morning. Got a couple of rows of cucumbers. We're going to try, Terry made some pickles last year and we really liked them, so we're going to try growing our own cucumbers. And let's see, we got in the cage here, we got green beans, little plot of green beans, a couple of rows of corn over here, and a couple of zucchini down there. I don't know why. I don't know, it's an illness, I guess. I'm not quite over it. So after spending about 4 days with a bare floor after the carpet tear out, and screwing down all the squeaky spots and putting on some odor masking or odor eating primer, finally came the day to have the new vinyl floor installed. Please don't eat the daisies. Nope, go ahead, eat them all. Eat whatever you want, boys. Now, isn't that a pastoral scene? Lean on me when you're not strong? Is that what you're saying, buddy? Are you leaning on him? Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
39 years ago,
Yeah.
she decided to put up with me. She's done a darn good job. So here we still are at Bless Your Heart Cafe. Just had a nice lunch.
It was delicious, yeah.
So
Highly recommend it.
the backyard is looking pretty nice this year, this time of the year. Got some foxglove there, and we got some roses going on here. Here's a new rose. New, but it's throwing out a nice one. And the roses continue. And as we go on down here along the driveway, we got some columbine. Nice yellow columbine. And some roses down here. Roses over here. And look at this sea of daylilies that are kind of deciding whether they want to open up today or not, because the sun's not quite out, so they're thinking about it. But man, they're just gonna come and come and come. We'll probably have this for about a month. Let's see what's around this way. More daylilies. Blackberries. Somebody's need to get after those. What are they doing in here? More roses. Some wild roses. A lot of wild roses, I don't know. Or maybe they reverted to rootstock on Dad. I know he had an awful lot of roses planted along the perimeter here. And here's our up and coming rose bed here on the south side of the house. They're just newbies, kind of getting their start on them. And along the driveway next to the garden, we got this wonderful rose going, a couple of roses going on, 2, 3 going here, another wild one down here. And you might be able to see we got corn. So in addition to the latest start ever, here we are on the 2nd of July. I don't think we're going to make knee high on the 4th of July this year, but it's the latest start ever, but it's the fastest start ever. And within, I didn't look till probably 6 days after planting, but we had beans up, and we had corn up. So fastest start ever if you wait that late. Now, question is, do we have enough hot days left in the summer to make us some actual produce? Good morning, boys. Even you like the roses, don't you? When you're not laying down in the middle of the daisies over here. Moo. Moo. The bees are loving this little tree. I don't know if you can hear the hum. If that'll come through on the microphone or not, but this is an interesting tree. I sort of have a love-hate relationship with it. It blossoms real nice. In the fall it turns very pretty colors. So what's to hate? Well, check this out. See these little, like, what is that? About a 2-inch spike. These things are all over the place. So when you get close to them, or try to trim them, prune them, whatever, that's where the hate part comes in. Say, sometimes you get yourself in an embarrassing situation. I think it's time for me to call Off-Road Recovery. Well, what I'm doing this morning is coming out and tuning up the electric fence in the front pasture. The boys have been out of here for, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks now since that little incident of fence jumping. I figured this electric fence down here is really all that's keeping them in to our property. And it does a pretty good job, but if they have fence jumping in mind, I think they've settled down from that. So we're ready to try them back out here in the front pasture. Not really sure they were getting out of here anyway. But with 6 weeks of wet weather and heavy spring growth, I have to come along and kind of clear the fence of all the stuff that's growing on top of it. So here's where I'm coming along with the weed eater and the mower. And I was coming along with the mower. Here's where I've stopped with the weed eater. You can see the fence just kind of disappearing. There's one of the wires into the grass. And the lower one is, the lower fence wire is completely buried. So this sweet pea is wonderful to look at, but it gets really leggy and likes to climb stuff, and so it's a bit of a chore to keep it hacked back. But I was coming along just fine with the mower. Thought I had enough to clear room to clear this, but boy, it just, got about this far and slid right down into here. And this is a little seasonal drainage kind of gulch, which if I had some heavier equipment, I'd probably just fill this in a little bit. So anyway, the Off-Road Recovery had to happen, and unfortunately the tow vehicle to get me out, I'm over there now, but the tow vehicle to get me out was about it was probably a tenth of a horse, maybe a 20th of a horsepower, more like a one or 2 foot power. It was a 2 foot power. Push, pull, a little this way, a little that way. And there's actually several little bumpy boos down there the mower deck was hanging up on. So I got my workout in for the day, I think. A few hours later, the sun did come out. Look at these beauties. Wow, wow, wow. Can you find the hidden cow? Cows. They're out here for the first day in probably 5 or 6 weeks since the naughty times. Out in front of the house, in the lower pasture. That is looking awfully nice with a lot of little daisy type things. Unfortunately, I don't think the cows like to eat those, but there should have been a little growth out here in the pasture for them to clean up, take care of here. Now you boys be good boys. Stay inside the fence.
I love waterfalls.
These are wild iris on Mary's Peak.
They don't look like they should be in Oregon. I know. Look like kind of the same
Interesting wildflowers.
Southwest right here. Intriguing.
Climbing up to the summit of Mary's Peak. Well, here we got the red and the white and the blue for the 4th of July. and the Purple Mountains Majesty. And we just got a carpet of flowers along the side of the path here. And it goes on and on and on. This was really the best fireworks show of the day.
We had in Battleground. I think it's Battleground. Did we have that in Battleground? Well, you had that. Yeah,
Now let's check and see what's been happening on our critter cam. Well, we have a little update on the farm report that we've been enjoying for a couple of weeks and neglected to put it on film because we're having so much time enjoying it. Good time. We have a new, whatever you call it, solid floor in the kitchen. It's vinyl plank, but we think it looks just like wood, feels like wood. And then in the family room, new carpet, which goes all the way down the hall. Got that redone. And we are loving it. It's nice and cushy. What do you think?
Nice and cushy.
Nice. Farmer's wife likes it.